Hi, everyone. Today I wanted to talk about the process of letting go via the body. So, we're going to be doing some work in being with stillness, silence, darkness, and even those shadowy parts of ourselves that come up, things that are a little more challenging. I think that's part of the reason sometimes where we get uncomfortable with getting still, being in the darkness, being in the darkest time of the year, because stuff can emerge, the things we don't normally notice or the things we don't want to notice. And we will explore this concept much more in depth shortly. The psychological and philosophical ideas behind it. But I wanted to talk a little bit about our bodies and what they do to prevent us from feeling stuff. There are two very big things that come to my mind. One is we hold our breath, and two is we tense our body. Sometimes a combination of the two. And so it's interesting how these things developed. There's a concept called muscular armoring, which basically means that we take on a really tense posture to protect ourselves from a threat and also to kind of distract ourselves from feeling. Same thing kind of goes with holding our breath. The more we hold our breath, the less access we have to feeling emotions. So I don't know if you've ever noticed, I know I notice in me, I tend to sometimes hold my breath or get still or tense when I'm afraid I'm going to get bad news or something like that. The habit of holding our breath to get through difficulty often emerges in childhood. And sometimes it happens when someone's telling you, don't cry, don't you show those tears, or don't you feel that anger, and you have to kind of stuff it down, like literally stuff it down in your body, these feelings that are rising and want to go out somewhere. We learn to really disconnect from them. And so we almost don't even notice that we're carrying this intense tension because in some ways it serves us. It keeps us from feeling the bad stuff. We can kind of bottle it down and do that kind of stuff rather than feeling and processing and experiencing it and being able to let it go. From a young age, we're taught that some emotions are good emotions and some are bad emotions. But ultimately, all these things are essential. If we remove fear, then we have recklessness. If we remove anger, then we become disempowered and unable to act in the face of injustice. Things like that. So when we have these difficult emotions and starting to feel them in our body, it can be super overwhelming. For sure, if we are not used to feeling those things. So part of the power of having these meditative and yogic practices is we can use our breathing, we can use our movement to help us, there's a cat here, help us move through the difficulty there. So in the practices we'll be doing in the coming days, we will be working on progressive muscle relaxation, starting to release and relax in the body. We will be, hello there, we will be, it's so distracting to have a cat walk on you. It's adorable and distracting. We will be doing a little bit of shaking and releasing, as well as holding postures that can create a little bit more tension. It goes into the tension so that we can release it. Sometimes we have to feel it and hold it to set it free. All of this in preparing for our journey into more stillness, more darkness, into more real noticing. So stay tuned for that. If you have any questions or comments, you can always send them to me or ask me via any of the channels. This is Sylvester, by the way, if I haven't introduced him yet. And I will see you tomorrow, or you will see me tomorrow via a video or an audio clip, depending on which one gets done. Thank you. He says bye too. No, he doesn't.